Today, June 7, is being recognized as World Food Safety Day. The Jamaican government continues to support the World Health Organization and the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization's call for safe food now for a healthy tomorrow. In his official address to mark the day, WHO's Director General, Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, says more than 450,000 people die from food contamination every year. However, at the local level, Veterinary Specialist in the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, Dr. Suzan McLennon-Miguel, says government agencies have been working collectively to eliminate the risk of food contamination in the island. Dr. McLennon-Miguel discussed the strategy while addressing a JIS think tank about planned activities for World Food Safety Day. The WHO boss says more than 600 million people fall ill from contaminated food each year, and children are the most vulnerable. He says this can be prevented with a global collective will to ensure the distribution of safe and nutritious food.
At the same time, agriculture and food producers need to adopt good practices, and businesses must make sure food is safe. When food safety is improved, we reduce hunger, malnutrition, and infant mortality. Children miss fewer days at school. Adults increase their productivity, and the strain on health systems is reduced.
Meanwhile, Veterinary Specialist Dr. Suzan McLennon-Miguel says Jamaica has established a food control system based on international guidelines.
We even have a committee that was organized, a National Agriculture, Health and Food Safety Committee. And we worked on a document called the Food Control Manual, where we bring all the legislation that governs the production and processing of food in this country, both to import it, looking at the regulations and the policies that govern it. And then we realized that all of these need to be updated. So each ministry has the mandate to look back at these and to update all of these ministries. However, we do have code of practices, and the Codex Alimentarius Commission, which is, as I told you, the standard setting body for food safety. So they have guidelines and standards that Jamaica also sits on these expert committees. And we develop these code of practices, and we take these code of practices and help develop both our manuals and teaching programs and regulations to make Jamaica's food safe.
The veterinary specialist says it's a multi-linked, risk-based assessment which starts from local farms and ports.
And so we have to work together. We sit with the big committees and work together to come up with plans and strategies how we are able to communicate, that's the key, and work together, creating joint inspections. And this is happening right now at the ports. Once you're importing products into the country and customs is alerted to the products, then they call both ministries of agriculture and health and wellness, and we do a joint inspection.
She explains that local farmers are taught food safety practices and record keeping of fertilizers, water treatment, and more.
We look at plants and animals and the fishing sector, where we are detecting, we are monitoring, we are inspecting, we are testing. So we take samples and we carry it to our accredited labs, and we are putting corrective measures in place. All these form our food control system. And this is part of giving confidence to Jamaican consumers that the food that is being prepared by our farmers is one that is not only regulated by ministries, not just Ministry of Agriculture, but other ministries, but that the farmers themselves have embraced food safety systems. And with that, we are encouraged and continue to encourage everyone that they need to put in place all these practices, the food safety practices, the food safety measures, continue to do them.
According to Dr. McLennon-Miguel, citizens must be aware of how they can play their part in food safety locally. You can learn more by joining the World Food Safety Day webinar on all Agriculture and Health Ministry websites from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. today.